The Fontemorsi Winery. Italy, Tuscany, the town of Montescudaio. Here lies the Fontemorsi Winery, 23 hectares on the south slope of the Cecina Valley, between the Etruscan coast and the city of Volterra. The winery was purchased in 2003 by Laura Berlucchi, founder of the world-famous Spumante Company, and is now managed by agronomist Francesco Benasaglio and his wife Maria Vittoria Facchinelli Mazzoleni, together with the Florentine architect Carlo Sanvitale and the entrepreneur from Lucca, Roberto Ligasacchi. Suspended between land and sea, on the top of a hill, Montescudaio holds the memories of long-gone medieval times. Mainly agricultural, Montescudaio is recognized as being city of wine, city of oil, city of bread, and one of the most beautiful hilltop towns in Italy. Grapes have grown in this territory since the 7th century BC. Over 1 million years ago, the hills around Montescudaio were submerged by the sea. When the sea retreated, it left soils of incredible richness in minerals and fossil shells, and this is one of the reasons for the high quality of the wines here produced. We have chosen a fossil shell such as those that continuously appear in our soils as our company logo, to recall the strong ties between our hills and the sea that once covered them. Not only, the vicinity of the sea brings optimal conditions of temperature and ventilation, which along with abundant underground water allows the grapes to ripen with no stress, even in the hottest and driest of summers. Thanks to these natural conditions, it is possible to produce high-quality organic grapes without the use of chemical compounds. The use of chemical compounds in the vineyard determines the presence of their residues in the final product. A sustainable viticulture does not allow accumulation of chemical residues in the soil, and the defense of plant and fruit is obtained by using natural products allowed in organic agriculture, such as copper and sulfur, which, protecting the vines by contact, disappear after the first rain. The vineyard. The main practices used are organic composting. We produce this in-house by grinding the shoots after the winter pruning. Deep plowing between the rows increases storage of the winter rains, and then we sow barley to improve the structure of the soil and increase the presence of organic matter. All these practices are performed each year under the constant supervision of the Stazione Sperimentale per la Viticoltura Sostenibile, which, together with the universities of Florence and Pisa, is recognized as the main scientific body for sustainable viticulture. Agronomic practices. Both winter and spring pruning are done manually by our expert workers. Tests for optimal ripeness begin in August for the white grapes and in September for the red ones. Harvesting is done manually using small boxes in order not to spoil the grapes. The must begins the process of fermentation in steel tanks at a controlled temperature of 17-18 degrees Celsius. The skins are left in contact with the must for about 18 hours when producing the rosé, 3 days for the white wine and 15 to 20 days for the red wines. Fermentation lasts on average 20 days, and when it is complete, the wine is poured either into other steel tanks or in oak barrels for the red wines that undergo aging. Fontemorsi produces 5 wines using only the grapes produced in its own vineyards. Tre Sassi. Obtained from a blend of Viognier and Chardonnay Musqué, it has a very intense yellow color with shades of green. To the nose it is very intense with notes of apricot and tropical fruits. It is full-bodied with a good structure and very persistent. Rosato. This wine is obtained by using the Sangiovese grape. It presents a beautiful intense pink color with shades of violet. The Rosato is fresh and persistent with notes of fruit and is excellent both as an aperitif or with fish dishes. Spazzavento. This wine is a blend of Sangiovese and Merlot, vinified in steel and aged in concrete vats for 1 year. The color is a sparkling ruby red. To the nose it is fragrant with hints of red fruits and flowers. Fresh and pleasing, it is smooth and very persistent. Volterrano. This wine is obtained each year from the best grapes of Sangiovese produced in the vineyards. It is aged in oak barrels for 1 year. The color is an intense ruby red with a bouquet of red berries. Great structure and very persistent. Guadipiani. This wine is a blend of our best Sangiovese and Cabernet Sauvignon. It ages for 1 year in oak barrels. The color is an intense ruby red. This wine is of great complexity both to the nose and to the mouth. It can age. Fontemorsi produces also an extra virgin olive oil, organically certified. It is the result of 4 different olive varieties, Frantoio, Maurino, Leccino, and Pendolino, harvested very early and immediately cold pressed. All the agronomic practices, from pruning to harvest, are done manually by our expert workers, thus guaranteeing very low levels of acidity and a high quality. Fontemorsi also has a holiday home. Our holiday home is located in a dominating position over the Cecina Valley. It is surrounded by our vineyards and has an unrivaled view on the city of Volterra. Many of the Tuscan art cities, such as Florence, Siena, Pisa, and San Gimignano, are close by, and together with the nearby Mediterranean and the Tuscan archipelago, make Fontemorsi a very special place to pass a relaxing vacation and discover the history and natural scenery of this beautiful territory.